What's up, crypto world? This is Yosef, aka Crypto Yosef, and today we're going to be doing a technical analysis on Icon. And I know I just tweeted, okay, I made the video 20 minutes long, get your snacks ready, it'll be up in 45 minutes. Well, I watched the video twice, and I kind of like skimmed through it, right, the first couple minutes, and I didn't like some things. So I wanted to make it a little bit faster. 20 minutes was kind of long, and I know some people don't have 20 minutes to sit through. 20 minutes is probably the best time for you guys, maybe shorter, 8 minutes sometimes. So I said, okay, I like 20 minutes. I get a lot more information out. But let me ask you guys if you guys like 20 minutes. So let me know down below in the comments in this video if you guys like 20 minutes, and also leave a like right now. Follow me on Twitter. There's a lot of good things here. I'm not going to advertise it like crazy. And also, please click that like button down below and subscribe to the channel. Turn on post notifications if you guys are new. Now, one thing I wanted to point out that was funny on my Twitter before we get into this technical analysis is that I tweeted out, hey, let's get 15 likes on this Icon tweet, and I'll make the Icon technical analysis right now. And it got 43 likes in about 2 hours, I guess. And in 1 hour, and not even an hour, this is like 12 minutes apart, these tweets, it has 12 likes. And this tweet has 43 likes. So you guys are using me. I see how it is. Alright, I'm just kidding. But if you guys are watching this and you guys do appreciate me, not just for my technical analysis, you like how I said that? Analysis, then please do like this tweet, you know, help my ego out. Now let's go ahead and get into the technical analysis. That's enough of me being sad that you guys just use me for technical analysis. So we're going to point out why I'm completely bullish on Icon and why I think right now is a great entry point. And the sooner you get in on this, the better right now, because this looks like the bottom, and it actually makes perfect sense. As you guys can see, it actually looks like the bottom. Wow. Oh my gosh, Joseph, you're right. It looks like the bottom. Well, let me explain why it looks like the bottom. You might be like, well, that's just one green candle. It's going to go like that, and it's going to go down again. Well, you actually do have an argument, and I'll explain the possibilities that we see and the reason why I'm still bullish and very optimistic on Icon, and I haven't pulled any of my Icon out. I've actually increased my portfolio on Icon. I've increased my percentage of my portfolio on Icon. So within this like red part that we have seen. So the original reason why I was like, okay, I'm still completely bullish on it. We're not done. This is just a little minor correction. Was originally when I saw this correction pattern right here develop. It was this one. I saw this correction pattern right here develop, and I was like, no, we're still bullish. We see we run up, and I see this one. I'm like, no, we're still bullish. Like, we're still going up to this checkpoint, because it made perfect sense. I didn't look to the left. I didn't look at some history and the reasoning why this happened. So we're actually seeing another cup and handle form. Now this is a very ugly cup and handle, and it's been developing over a long time, and it has a big like broken part in the cup, or like I don't know what happened when they were making this cup, but there's a huge little cut in the cup and it just holds the liquid very weird. But that's the reason why you see this bounce, and it makes a lot of sense. If we look at all these little cup and handles that were within this bigger cup and handle, you will understand. And the reason why I didn't really want to consider this one a cup and handle is just because of how ugly it was, but it still is a cup and handle because this didn't peek out over it. So let me explain what I am talking about. So what I'm talking about is this right here. You see this Fibonacci retracement, it actually lines up perfectly within it as well. These both touch it. So right here, well, we're looking at the candles right here. These both, this topped, right? It gave me another top sort of like this one that we drew out within this mini guy. So that's what's happening here. It's another top. And what this led me to do after seeing this was like, okay, I actually need to look and draw some significant trend lines for reference in the future, because I failed to do that, and I kind of got the call a little bit wrong, although we still will see this in the near future here. It just we found one more bounce, and that's not bad. It's good. It's healthy to see these swings anyways. And we're still up about, what, 30% from our original buy location on Icon. If you guys were to buy in when I bought in on the video, you would see you would have got this 18% gain. You would have sold at the peak of that, because we called that one on the dot, and that's actually more than 18%. I know that for sure. Yeah, it was like 23% gains. Then you'd see that run down. You'd actually just increase your amounts of Icon you'd have by playing that swing anyways, and then you'd buy back in, and you would have actually I mean, this is debatable. Some people actually are still holding on to the icon when they bought in this entry point, and our entry point was actually right here, this range. So we'll go off that percentage from that range, from the entry point I told you guys about. So from the entry point I told you guys, if you were not to sell your icon at all from that entry point, you're up 10% still right now, today. You're up 10% from when I made my last video. 10% is huge. 10% is a lot of money you could have made. Or it could be a little bit, depends on how much you have assessed and set for icon. But that's different. That just depends on how much you believe in the call I'm making on icon. Now, I'm really bullish on icon, and I really do believe these calls that I'm making, and that's why I'm still in on this. But let me explain why I'm still in on this, besides just loving icon, right? Oh, he's an icon lover. He's just really bullish, and he's blind to what's happening with icon. Well, there's some history here. We're looking at some historical little patterns that we're seeing that is developing in front of your eyes here. Is the same exact pattern every time we hit one of these little necklines for a cup and handle. What do you see happen? Well, you see the run up, it touches that double top for the cup and handle. You see that little red correction, you see it touch that 50-day EMA, and then you see the next bounce. Well, what's happening right now? Well, we hit that next neckline right here within the cup and handle, and well, what happens? Well, you go down, you touch the 50-day EMA. That's what's been happening on the 4-hour chart. If you're doing the 1-hour chart, it's the 200-day, if you look right here. And then what happens from there? Well, you run back up, and that's what's been happening. So this looks like it might be the last cup and handle pattern that we'll see. We might see another one up here, and I drew a significant trend line, so we will be aware of it next time, and I'm not blinded by it, because I wasn't really looking for any horizontal trend lines, even though I should have been, and I should have considered this anyways, because it was a Fibonacci, it was pretty close to Fibonacci retracement. This one actually was a Fibonacci retracement. This one was pretty close to Fibonacci retracement, so I should have probably considered some sort of resistance there that we could have bounced off, and I should have looked at historical patterns within that, but I didn't, so that's my fault. I'm sorry that I didn't point that out, but you're still, if you were still to enter in when I told you guys to enter in, you will be up. Where is it? Okay, so if you were to enter back in from our recent one, let's say you were new to the channel, right? And you entered in within that range, and we'll go with the higher one, right? You would still be up about 30% once we hit this first checkpoint. So you are still up right now, and you will be up 30% once we hit our first checkpoint. Obviously, I'll let you guys know what happens once we hit that checkpoint. I'll make another TA video probably, because you guys like up the tweets like crazy at any time of the day. So that is that one thing that I wanted to point out. Now, I do want to teach you guys at some point how to draw trend lines before they're fully developed. Like this one is obviously developed. You see it has a lot of strength. If you guys were to watch my Bitcoin technical analysis before I got sick, a lot of those I would draw trend lines before they were significant, when they were literally one bounce on them. They had no strength. Like anyone else would look at them and be like, oh, that's just a random bounce. I know it doesn't make sense, but there's no other reason. It's just a random bounce. Well, I would draw out trend lines when I'd see it make no sense, but it was so close to making sense. I was like, okay, that's a trend line, and I'd draw it out before like anyone would be like, okay, that's a significant trend line. I was really good at drawing those, and if you watch all my Bitcoin technical analysis videos, you would see like, oh wow, this guy really was drawing really good trend lines before they were developed. Now it's easier to draw developed trend lines because it's like, okay, this makes sense. So what I've done here as well, and I recommend you guys do on your charts, if you guys do charting on this, or you guys just watch technical analysis just to make gains, because I know some people are just interested in making gains. Some people actually want to educate themselves on technical analysis. Kudos to you if you want to educate yourself, so you understand and you don't just follow whoever has good historical calls and just has a good, like, you know, show. They usually, like, most of their calls are like accurate and stuff like that, so you just listen to them and you follow them like a blind sheep, and instead you want to educate yourself. So props to you if you guys are watching this and educating yourself, because it's better to understand it yourself so you don't have to depend on me all the time. We could cross-check our work, but it's better to always just like know sort of what I'm talking about. And I'll try to educate you guys as we go throughout these technical analysis videos, so we can all kind of learn and teach each other, because some things I might not see and you guys might see and be like, hey, Joseph, what's that? Do you see that? Did you notice that? And I might be like, oh my gosh, I didn't. Wow, thanks for pointing out. Just like this next cup and handle that's forming. I didn't notice it, and now I did, and now I have learned that I should look and draw some more trend lines on icon, because I wasn't drawing any horizontal. I was going based off Fibonacci retracement purely on icon. So now continuing with this, after you see the historical pattern, we're seeing that bounce. It's bouncing off right here right now. So great buy zone. Buy up right now if you guys want to get in on icon. because it's the bottom. It's the bottom right now. Now, what you can argue, though, is it can extend down to here. Now, this is where I'm going to have my stop loss set anywhere around this 4,300 range. That's where I'm going to have my stop loss set, because it can break out a little bit and bounce on this support line that is drawn out as well. Now, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. I just have it drawn out just in case. So that's sort of where my stop loss is. I have my stop loss wherever the bottom of this trend line is at the moment. That's sort of where I'll have my stop loss adjusted as we go. And you do want to draw out these channels. They do help you, and you do want to adjust them as like accordingly. Of course, if it just breaks through it, then it's like, don't adjust it. That's not the bottom. That's just it breaking the channel and you're going mini bearish. That's just how it goes. So you don't want to just adjust your trend line to fit whatever you want to, your agenda, right? You want to actually do it logically and understand why you're drawing it there, and not just to fit it so it looks healthy for you. Because just because you're bullish doesn't mean you should always adjust it so it looks bullish. You don't want to do that. You want to keep it like neutral so you understand where it's bullish, where it's bearish, so you can understand your zones. So we just broke that mid-range, so you would expect it to bounce right here off the EMA, but if it doesn't, it could extend a little bit lower, and that's completely fine because you're expecting it, and then it could bounce out. So that's why you want to understand it, right? Now continuing, where are we going next? It's the checkpoint. We're going to the checkpoint. If we don't go to the checkpoint, it makes no sense. We're going to the checkpoint. We are going to this 5,500 to this 5,700 range. You definitely want to check up within that range just to see how it's doing, and if we're going to see another bounce within this cup and handle that could possibly be formed as well. So we'll have to check in on there, and you might want to play that swing and get some gains out of that, because we didn't play this one that well, although we are still up. So hopefully you guys enjoy this and you guys kind of understand what's going on with Icon a little bit better, because I know a lot of people are very bearish on Icon, especially when I was tweeting out yesterday. Like, look at the amount of shorting that was happening on Icon. Look at that sell wall. 14 Bitcoin, 10 Bitcoin, 2 Bitcoin. That's about 26 Bitcoin versus all of this. All of this didn't add up to like anything more than probably like 4 Bitcoin. So they would only be able to, like, this is a huge wall. Like, you can't just break that wall with 4 Bitcoin worth of buy power versus like 26 sell power. And that's sort of how prices work. Like, there's more sell than buy, price goes down. More buy than sell, price goes up. So that's how you understand that, and hopefully you guys did enjoy this technical analysis. Maybe it is. It's a little bit longer. It's 12 minutes, a little bit longer than 10 minutes. But hopefully you guys did enjoy the technical analysis, and you're welcome. It's not 20 minutes now, and I know some of you guys might be disappointed that it's not 20 minutes. But, you know, it's a little bit more crunched down so you guys can save some time. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this. And if you guys are watching the end, let me know down below in the comments, because I appreciate that you guys are watching the whole video to the end. Comment down below, end. And please like this video. It helps me out a lot on the search results, and I do appreciate you guys watching the video to the end. And please like this tweet. You know, I want it to get 50 likes. Help my ego out, you know. And I'll see you guys in my next technical analysis video. And I'll see you guys on Twitter a lot. And yeah, bye guys.